here. I'm here. I'm here. I am here. For about 5 minutes, I was without camera. So I am on my cell phone now, and we're gonna get it done. Okay, we're gonna get it done. I have to stop another. Let me stop this stream here. People are. I don't know how to tell them on the other live that I'm over here. But anyway, that's fine. All right, guys. Let me fill you in on what's going on today. Today I'm doing a look at the transmission with the Kirby vacuum. I'm trying to understand more about what makes it actually work, and also the Hoover. The Hoover has, I think they were the first, if I'm not mistaken. If someone knows something about this that I don't know, you guys can kind of fill me in. But I believe Hoover was the first to create the self-propel vacuum. Okay, we may have to look that up. Maybe I can find out. Let me see if I can find out right now. And if someone knows something I don't know, just kind of fill me in. Uh, let me see something. Let me find out. I think who was first. Okay. How's this? Let's try. Let's try. I'm gonna try to get this information live. Okay. Um. Let's see. Okay, so Hoover came up with the idea first, self-propel. This was back in the 1980s. So, hey, Hoover, big up to you. All right. Big up to you, man. I'm glad it's an American company, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Both of them are American companies, actually, Hoover and Kirby. But yeah, Hoover, big up to you. You guys came up with it first, way back in the 80s with the Concept One. Now, that's the one I'm looking at right now. So let me tell you what I have here in this little box. On Saturday, I was working on a little hack. All right. What I was doing was I was using a canister vacuum, and I took the brush roll section of the canister vacuum, the wiring that goes down to the head, and I was using that. I kind of stripped it, put two alligator clips on them, and then I used it to test vacuum heads. Um, Real quick, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what I'll show you what I'm working on right now. All right, so now take a look at this, right? So how would you diagnose this thing, right? So let's say, for example, and this is mostly for guys who have shops or people who tinker in the garage or whatever. The average person that's using the machine every day just want to put it in the closet, then you're not gonna do this. So I get it, okay? But at least when you take it to the shop, knowing what I'm doing would help you to at least know what they have to do. Okay, all right. So when you're talking about, like say for this particular unit, and I'm gonna get into the Hoover. Don't worry, guys. I'm not. I'm not. I'm just. I just want to give you an update on what happened here. You're gonna take the power switch to see if the power switch is working. There's a micro switch. I believe on this model it might be here that when it reclines, it tells the electricity is connected, and then it goes to the head, and then you have the brush motor. Okay, all right. So there are times I just want to check the brush motor real quick. I don't want to go through and take the whole machine apart, and then I found out that the brush motor was a problem. So how do I check it real quick if I don't have another one of these units here on hand, so I can just switch out the heads and try it, right? So that was the idea because I wanted to move fast. That's it. So I came up with this. This is a this is a cigar box, by the way. Okay, and so what I did is I have let me open it. All right, I'm gonna open it. I'm gonna show you everything I did so far. I don't know. I'm like, man, who knows, man? Maybe I'll maybe I'll patent this thing and sell it to the shops, right? Or maybe someone else did watching this video say, I can get to it first. But still, it's fine. So what I did is I took the inner circuit board inside the canister, and I figured, hey, I could probably use this on and off switch right here. I could just use this circuit board setting that have the capacitors, the resistors, and everything that I need to convert hard current coming from the wall down to a little bit more manageable for vacuum heads. And then, so so this is the power cord here going in, and then this is my alligator clips. Last time I almost shot myself. So you guys want to when the power is on, you guys want to keep these guys from touching each other. So yeah, so I don't advise using this if you're not really comfortable with electricity and stuff like that. So and then the idea of this now is let's say this is a head here. See the head, right? And this is where I got messed up last time because it was messing around with trying to get this to fit the camera to show the head work, and then I accidentally had these two guys touch, and that's what happened to the shock, and my electricity went out. But now let me show you what I did. So now you see that those two prongs, right? I'm gonna tap the other side with the opposite with the live wire. I have neutral, which is the white cap here, and the black is the live, right? So I'm gonna turn it on. Okay, it's on now. There's no motor running, so I don't have the sound for the motor. Then I touch it. Oh, I have this black stuff on it because I'm so afraid of it touching each other now. And now you can see it. See the head move. All right, look at the bottom. Look at the roller brush. See that? Yep. And that's my tester. Turn the power off, so this way no more danger of electricity. And that's the idea. So I finally got it done, guys. For those of you who were wondering, if you came here last time and you saw me almost electrocute myself, this is what I was making. So this is my little tester. It's in the spirit of like like stuff like this, like imagine the guy that came out and said, how about if we had something that we can just hook up to our car and we can just test it? It's in the same spirit of stuff like this, or the micrometer, that's the idea. Anyway, all right, here we go, guys. Let's get into the Hoover. But before I do that, I want to thank the people that commented last week or yesterday. So let me see if I can pull up some of these comments. I know you can't see it because I don't have my regular setup. My camera went out on me, guys, and that's what took so long for this video to get up and running. And so now I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do with with this camera. It looks like I blew the camera, so I hope the warranty. Hope I have warranty on it. Oh man, this thing is probably I should. This thing is probably 90 days old or something. All right. Okay, so here we go. Let me get some guys, some community folks. Hey Carlos, hey, what's up, man? My mic is muffled. Really? Really? That's the cell phone, man. Are you kidding me? I'm sorry about that. Damn it, bro. I don't even know what to do at this point. Hmm. Yeah. I don't. Damn. The cell phone. The cell phone. Yeah. My camera went out on me, and so normally I would have my regular. This is my regular mic from my normal setup. Um, but I have to use the cell phone now because my camera's not working. I don't know what the hell is going on with it. I tried switching out a lot of cables and everything else. So anyway, that's another story. So I'm sorry that you guys can't hear. Sorry about that. I'm gonna keep moving. I'm gonna keep going. Okay, I'm not gonna stop. All right. So anyway, let me give some credit to some folks that commented, and let's see what they got. All right, so DC 25 broken pedal fix. Right on, great fix. Okay, that's what I was looking for. Great, man. This is from Ray. All right. What's the next one? Let me see what happened. It says, so I opened up one of my girlfriend's neighbor. I opened up one of my girlfriend's neighbor. What does that mean? But anyway, let me continue this. I don't know where this is going. It says, so I opened up one of my girlfriend's neighbor, and it was rusted and obviously wasn't taken good care of. Um, is there a way to fix the motor rather than buying a replacement? Okay, so this is the Power Dash Pen. All right, so you open up one of your neighbor's back shampoos. When you say you open up your neighbor, listen, I do that too. Sometimes I'm writing and or or you use the what do you call that? The dictator thing. You speak to the phone or whatever, and then it says the wrong thing, and then it sends it, and then it's too late. So I've done that. All right, one more. Thank you so much for sharing. I get intimidated by the instructions. My instructions help them out. Greatly appreciated. Okay, great. And this is for CD Girl One or CD Girly. CDGURLI. CD Girly. All right. Well, guys, let's talk about this. Let's see if we can get into this. Maybe I can discover some things, and then we're gonna look at the Hoover. Okay. All right. So the Kirby Tech Drive. All right. The Kirby Tech Drive is powered by the motor. Okay. Uh, there is a gear right in back of the motor, and there's a belt that goes from the motor to the gear that's on the Tech Drive. Okay. And now the way this works is when the Kirby is running, this gear is always running. There's no stop. Okay. And what the pedal in the back is doing is making the gear get into place. It's like locking in the gear. So the gear is, I think it's in now, and then this will take it out. Okay, and then down here, locks it in, here, out. Let's see if you can see it closer. So let me take this one. Let me take this apart. All right, and so yeah, so Collins, man, honestly, man, I don't know what I can do about the noise right now. I really don't know what I could do about the mic. I don't know, man. I'm at a loss for words right now with that one. But guess what? Everything will work out. It always does. Okay, here we go. All right. So I took it apart. Okay, so that's the gear in back of the motor. The motor's always running. So if the motor's running, just know that this gear is running. And if this gear is running, that means it's also turning this gear here, right? So it's always engaged, right? The only the difference is that you go from neutral, which is taking it out of gear, and drive, which is putting it in gear. Okay? All right? So let's see what's in this thing. Let's see what makes it tick. Okay? So now the way the transmissions start to move back and forth is this mechanism here. Go 1, 2, 3, boom, 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 boom. So when you go forward, it starts to go forward. When you push it back, it starts to go back, right? And the wheels will move backwards. And as you go forward, the wheels would push it forward. The handle sits nestled in this little section right here, the handle pivot. So when you're pushing the handle pushes this forward, and when you pull it back, the handle will pull it back. And that's what this is for. This tiny little thing here. And I'm just surprised, and I was always really fascinated by how this tiny little jerk. I mean, it's very, very subtle. Like, you're not doing a lot, but that subtleness is enough to shift the direction of the wheels, to go back, all that. That's all you need. This tiny little subtle movement. See that? Because you can't pull it any further back, or you can't force it back anymore. It's very subtle, but it works. It works. Now the Hoover, the movements is more. Kirby is a smoother run to me. Zing, zing, zing. Kirby figured it out. Hoover started it, but Kirby figured it out. The Hoover to me is a lot more abrupt. It's like zoom, zoom, zoom. Like you know what I mean? It's like a hard push forward, hard push back. And with Kirby, the harder you push it, I think the more the tech drive moves. Okay, so if you wanted to go slow, you can kind of push it slow, and it'll kind of with you. I don't think you have that option with that Hoover. Okay, it's just zing, zing. All right. So I did have a show where I took this whole thing apart, but I don't know how much. I really don't know how much benefit it's going to add to you guys. But it will add if you understand how this part works. But I do want to get to that Hoover concept because this is a 1980s model, and I'm dying to take it apart. So let me see if you can see this here. Okay, so this is the gear setup right here. So if I'm going to push this way, so you can see that I'm moving the gear out. See that little thing there? See, so in neutral, the gear is like this. Okay, and then when it's in drive, it's locked in. That means when this moves and everything else, everybody's moving at the same time. Okay, all right. And when the gear is like this, and if this moves, then at least this part of the gear is not engaged. All right. So that's this. Deal? Deal. All right. Next up. Next up. I had some soapbox stuff I wanted to talk about, man, but I might just leave it for another day. I'll be honest with you. I had some things I wanted to go over. Something happened over the weekend or last week that it just seemed stupid. It was like stupid. Stupid. Like you people, man. What are you guys thinking? Not you guys. but let me do this first. If I still have it in me, I'll discuss it at the end of the show. All right. Okay. So this is the concept. And I don't even know if Hoover still makes self-propel. Let me find out. Okay. I know the wind tunnel. All right. I just asked. Let's see. Nope. No. If I was them, I'd bring it back. I'd bring it back. Maybe the direction that people are going. Maybe people are, I guess the money is going into robotics and stick vacuums right now. But people still have carpets. I don't know if I don't think the range that we thought people were going to go to hard floors is as it's not. I don't know. It's not. I don't think it's as is what we thought it was going to be. I think we thought it was going to be more. That people were going to move to hard floors. I really did. We thought it was going to be like a lot more by now, but people still have carpets, man. All right. So the self-propel might still be a big seller. You know. I don't know. We'll see. All right, here we go. So how does this thing work? This thing is a little different. The self-propel action starts in the handle. Same with the wind tunnel. Let me move this out the way. Okay. It starts in the handle. It's this guy here. So it's a lot, like I said, it's a lot more abrupt. Okay, so what is this doing? What is this doing, right? Now, and you can turn it off too. You can kind of turn off the self-propelled by I believe it's the switch right here. I'm not sure if it's down or up. See, so it doesn't move anymore. See, it's just, well, if it does, it's like a little. It's funny. This moves as slightly just like the Kirby's TechDrive move. Very, but this is off. When it's on, so it's a little clunky in my mind. But this was the first one, so hey, okay, give him credit for that. But the wind tunnel, which is the newer version, which they stopped making, it was similar to this. The handle was longer, but it was still kind of clunky. And there should be a cable running down this handle, and that cable connects to the drive wheels underneath here. Okay, and these are the wheels that drive back and forth. Let me turn it on, and so you can see it. Hey, Sam. Sam can't hear me. Let me. I can't even send her a text. I'm on the phone. God, I wanted to show you the Kirby TechDrive versus this one, but Sam. All right, here we go. That's fine. That's fine. Let's see this move back and forth, all right? Da 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 da. It was just hard to see. I, I couldn't see it, else I kept trying to like, can I see it? I couldn't see it. Can they see it? All right, so the wheels move. You know, the wheels move back, forward, back, forward, back, forward. It seems very powerful. You know, like the wheels really kind of move with force. Okay, so it's you know it's strong, it's robust and everything. It's just not as smooth. That's it. Some people like muscle cars. They're strong. They're and other guys like electric cars. Zing. They're a lot smoother. It's all you know. Me personally, I prefer the Kirby. You know, I prefer the Kirby. That's just my personal taste on this one between the two. Okay, it feels more naturally aligned with your motion. This one is a hard jerk, and then the jerk forward is also hard. It pulls back and it pulls back, you know, like that. That's kind of what it feels like. So that's kind of the difference to me on these. Um, I wanna see what moves that though, because it's different from the it's a different makeup. This looks the same as the Hoover Winter, but this thing is a slight. Look at this. This is a whole different deal here. Okay, so what are we talking about? Let me see, man. I'm curious now. I'm curious now. How will we even get this apart? Let me see. We got a bag. All right. Now, now you got my curiosity, man. And now I want to find out. Let me unplug this. Let me go to the back. We have a screw back here. Pretty long screw. Okay. All right. So we got a screw in the back. So we did a poll last week about who would win, and I didn't get the final answers. I asked my family. They said who would win. We were talking about John Wick, Jason Bourne, Ethan Hawke, and James Bond. Right? Yep. John Wick, Jason Bourne, Ethan Hawke, James Bond. Our family all chose John Wick, right? But then I thought about who would be the sharpest to figure out a complex problem, right? Who would be the sharpest to figure out a complex problem? I'm thinking maybe Ethan Hawke, you know, between him and James Bond. You know, Jason Bourne can read people. He knows like spy stuff, you're being tracked, stuff like that. But I'm talking about trying to figure out like, you know, a complex, maybe nuclear, some kind of a deal like that. I think Ethan Hawke on that one. Okay, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's who I would pick up the phone for. Say, I need your help. There's a combination. It's going off, man. We have like 10 minutes to get this thing fixed. I think I will go to Ethan Hawke. All right. But you want some people dead, then you call John Wick, and then take them out. Headshots all the way. All right. So, okay. So here we go, man. What is this thing telling me here? How to get into this bad boy? I've never opened this up, right? I've done stuff like belts and stuff like that, but I never went into this motor area. So I'm gonna find out right now. These things are you know, kind of old. Not everyone have one of these. You know, this is not something you find every day. Let me look on the inside of here. Oh, okay. Look at that. There's 2 screws on the inside. All right. So let me see what's up. All right. See. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. All right. So let's see what we got. Let me take this trash out before I get trash all over myself. Okay. All right. Now, does it just come up or what? What do we do? Does it just come up? No. No. Come straight up? No. No, this comes out. I think this comes out. I think this comes out. Look at that. Okay. So this comes out. What's next? Oh, dirt. All right, let me vacuum this thing. Okay. What's next? Ah, now we're getting somewhere. Okay. All right. Does this stay? Does this have a screw? Let me see. Screwing, clipping, what's the deal? Okay. I don't know. All right. It may not be important, so I'm not going to mess with this right now. This may not be important. All right. So, all right. So this can come up. So we can see, like, down in the motor area here. Okay. What's left? What else we got? So this is a direct feed, like a direct motor, not a bypass. A bypass is when you vacuum the stuff with the hose, you know, like a Dyson or one of those guys. That means you're bypassing the fan. The dirt goes up through the hose into the dustbin. The dustbin is connected to the duct that leads to the motor. So the suction starts at the motor, travels up into the dustbin, it creates a vacuum. Now has an exit. The exit goes through the hose, and then the hose go down to the floor, and that's where they pick up the dirt. And the trick would be is to stop the dirt from going towards the motor, and that's why they put a filter inside to block the dirt from continuing this trip into the motor, because the motor is pulling, it's asking, you know, it's pulling, right? So the filters are there to block that from happening. With this one now, the suction is generated, and it's like suction and push at the same time. That's kind of what the fan is doing. It's generating the suction, but it's also zinging it that way. It's pulling it in and zinging it that way. Okay, so your fan can get cracked if you know, if you vacuum up a nickel, a pebble, something like that. So Kirby fans will often break over time. Same thing with Auric. The same thing with Simplicity vacuums. The same thing with you know, the cars. If it's a direct feed, just be aware that you don't want to pick up whatever you would normally pick up with, let's say, a canister vacuum or a regular upright vacuum, because those guys, I've seen things that in vacuums, man. I've seen people pick up some stuff. I'm like, what were you doing? I mean, come on, we're not that lazy, you know. Picking up toys, and sometimes by accident, maybe if you stick the hose in somewhere and you don't know, and then you hear it clunk, 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 clunk. But sometimes, honestly, people just vacuum over anything. and you got to know what kind of vacuum you're using. Okay, so if you're using one of these guys, you don't want to pick up bulky items if you can avoid it. Okay, um, how's that? Okay, all right. So let's continue, man. I'm curious. I don't want to destroy this thing. That's why I'm taking my time. I've never taken it apart before. Ooh, what's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? What's this? What's this? What's this? Okay, maybe this is where we find our answer, guys. All right. So let's see, because I want to see the cable. I want to see the cable that is connecting the transmission. Okay, the tech drive or the drive or the power drive or whatever Hoover calls it. I'm sure they have a name for it. I think it's power drive. Okay, let's see what we got. All right, and I think this takes off this plate here. Is there another one? No, I don't think so. I think that's the only. I think those are the only screws, but they're stuck in there. I need a magnet. Give me a second. Oh no, there's another one. It is another one. That's what it is. There's two of them. All right, and the magnet and this one. Come on out. Come on out. All right, let's see. All right, let's get our trusty flathead. Flathead always comes in handy. You never know when you need a flathead. Flathead always comes in handy, man. It's like a cool friend. All right, let's see. What's this? What's this? Huh? Okay. What else, man? There's more. I see the cable. Damn, but this I can't get. I don't know if this is supposed to come off. I can't get it off. Maybe it's held together by clips. Hold on. I'm trying not to break anything. Come on, come on. You know you can. You know you want to come out. You know you want to come out. No. You know you want me to see what's in there. Why are you acting like that? Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Is there another screw? It feels like something is holding it in down here. Shite. Let me turn it around. Give me a second. It is. 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 There's another screw down. There's a screw. All right, hold on. Okay, so for those who are afraid to like mess with things like this, right? I make mistakes all the time, but after a while, I start developing like a feel. Um, like if you're messing with your cell phone or something, you gotta kind of develop a feel for resistance. Like you have an idea of, like, can I pry this part open? Can this part come off? Sometimes you have to break a few things before you develop that vibe, that feel. I was telling my son that I say a lot of times people want to talk to parents about parenting, and unless they have children, I take their advice kind of like, okay, thanks for that info. I'll think about it. But if you have a parent, especially if they're going through the same thing you're going through, especially, you know, it's not that the advice is a surefire hit because every kid is different, right? But I kind of take the advice of those people a lot more serious than I would, especially if they had successful kids and stuff like that. And because the reason why is because those people develop a feel. They know the pressure points. They push hard. They made mistakes. Um, so they have kind of an idea of what you're dealing with and why you're tentative to do certain things. Um, and maybe if you were thinking of easing up on the kids or something, they're like, hell no, don't do it. I did that. Nah. stick to it, that kind of thing, you know. And then also I was telling him about how kids have no clue. They have no clue. He was like, "Well, Dad, I got the highest grade in my school, and which is I said I applaud you. Great job, right? And I'm trying to go to college, so we don't so I can get a scholarship, and I don't, so I'm trying to, I'm working on all these things. I'm like, yeah, that's awesome, kid, but you got no idea what it's like to have responsibilities, kiddo." I said every single parent that's been a parent had to go through school and figure this out. And, yeah, you have some that dropped out. You have some that, okay, I'm talking the majority of Americans, the parents went through school. They had to work on those things. They had to worry about those things, the same thing, the same way you are. But unless you are, let's say you're a graduate student, let's say you're going for your doctorate and there's no scholarship for that, right? And now you got to work and you got to go to school and you got to pay your car note and whatever it is, all these things, and you're managing a relationship and you're, trying to stay healthy, and then you can probably start to get the idea of what it's like. But while you're in school and your biggest worry right now is, the Wi-Fi just cut out or something, or the teacher told you to do extra homework, or that's, kid, okay, you're doing a good job, keep it up, but no, you don't get it, okay. And then holding certain standards and knowing when to pull back, knowing when to push. There's a feel for that, man. And just because you had one kid, the second kid don't mean it's gonna work with that kid. Got two kids and they're both different. They both approach things different. So anyway, I said all that to talk about this to talk about that. All right. Oh man. Here we go. Here we go. Oh yuck. Damn. What the hell is this? I wonder if these people knew that this much dirt was accumulating in these machines. Look at this. Dirt shouldn't be here. Like, you know what I mean? Damn. Or is it? Like, am I looking at this wrong? Should it be there? I mean, no, there's no opening here. Like in the back of this, this is the back of this is the dirt goes up from the motor, shoots into this is crazy. Look, dirt goes up in front of the motor. The dirt, this is connected to this, right? Right? Goes up, shoots into the bag, right? So where is that? Where's that coming from? The hell, should have had my gloves on. Big up to Venom Steel gloves. I'm gonna keep promoting these guys until they you better get a hold of me. I'm gonna try to get a hold of them. Venom Steel gloves. I'm telling you. I forgot to put the affiliate link in my description. I'll do that after the live. But these are the best gloves I've had. I'm not just saying it. Even if I don't get nothing from these guys, even if they don't send me a free pack of gloves, because I've worked with gloves for so many years and they all break easy. Sometimes just trying to put the damn thing on. And when I finally found, actually, I'll take that back. I found the glove, but it was industrial grade, and it was through a sales rep, and he weren't even selling the gloves. Okay, damn it, I forgot the name of the company, but he wasn't even selling the gloves. It was just his company created this thing, and it wasn't like a market. It wasn't for the market for people to buy. It was being used within his industry, right? For his company, I guess. And that thing was blue. I think it was a blue, white on the inside, and that guy can take like sharp, like Sharpie. Sometimes you get a nick and it just pop. That was, but I couldn't get any more of those. I have to get a hold of that guy, man. I was prepared to buy some, but he was like, "No, we don't sell it." So he just kind of gave me some as a promo kind of thing, Beyond that, these guys are the baddest shit out there. Okay, you get them in Lowe's or Amazon or whatever. All right, so let's get this guy out of here. Okay, this reminds me of stuff from the dryer. You know, what the hell is this doing here, man? And the fact that they have, the fact that they have this much, like, why is all of this? Why is even this here like this? I mean, did they know this was gonna happen? This seems so odd that I did all of that to get access to this, and there's nothing in here but dirt. Why? Okay, so here's a cable. Here's a cable. There's a cable right there. There's a cable right here. See that? That cable right there. That's what's moving this. Okay? And the cable runs along the side here. Okay? Oh, this can't come out. But I have to pop it out from here. Let me release it. Let me see if I can release this. Let's see if we can get this bag all the way off. Hold on. Damn, it's hard. Shite. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. Yep. Didn't I say I don't know if I'm gonna do that and then I did it? I mean, why? Why did we do that? I said I don't know if I'm gonna do that and then I did it and the damn thing snapped anyway. Oh man, God. Let me leave it alone. I hate these brittle machines. Man. All right. Let me see if this can come off. There's a screw back here. Oh. Damn, man. Oh my gosh. Oh. Not good, man. Not good. Not good. Not good. The damn thing snapped. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, hold on. I'm curious about the cable because I know how the wind tunnel works, but I just didn't know how they set this one up. All right, this is supposed to be able to slide out now. What do you think? Oh, it's not going to slide out because the cable is still connected. Yeah. So I would have to take this off for this to come out. And if I took it off, what am I going to see? The wire, right? The wire that goes down into here. And also the power cord. Because the power cord is turns on up here. So you should well, yeah. Yeah, because the power goes in through here. I'm almost done, guys. I'm just exploring, guys. I'm curious. The power goes into here. I'm assuming it goes up this way, and I'm assuming the negative the white negative wire goes down to the motor. Then you should have a black wire coming up from the motor, hitting the power switch, and the black from this goes straight to the power switch. That's how it should be set up, based on my understanding. And if I took the handle apart, that's how it should look. Okay? So when we do that, let's see. That's how it should look. It should have a, that's how it should look. Okay? Let's see. You with me? All right. So yeah, see? See? So look. So here's the negative. Not the here's the neutral wire, the white. Yeah, come on, stay still. The white, okay? See that? And it's going straight down. It's going down to the motor. Okay? And then the black is supposed to go straight up to the power switch. And this one is going up that way. All right, let me turn it. Let me turn it this way. Okay, here we go. All right. So see that? It's going straight down to the motor. And then this is the black live, and it's going up towards the switch. That's how it should run. Now there are other cables in this thing here. All right. Okay. Now this is probably what's gonna end up going down now. This is heading down to the. Does it have a headlight? Let me see. If it has a headlight, it may be sharing some power with the headlight. And then this looks like this is the cable for the hard white. Looks like it's the cable for the transmission right there. That right there. See that? That's the transmission cable. So if I let me see if I can loosen it up. Well, it's actually it's a wire inside the white cable. That's what it is. Okay. So you're probably not gonna see it move. Yeah. So that's how this tranny works. And then if you go any further, Oops. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. Look at that. That's cool. All right. So it still uses a two belt system. Okay. The long belt is for the brush, and the short belt is for the transmission. So if these belt broke, this wouldn't work. Okay. If the belt broke, this wouldn't work. And what Kirby did was actually very smart. What they did was they you see all that wire, that cable stuff going all the way down to it. It was their way of controlling your handle movement. So as you go forward, you yank it forward, you push it forward, the machine goes forward. You yank it back, the machine goes back. And they're like, well, how do we do that? How do we create that thing so it can react to the handle and still keep our design where we have our bag system right here, right? Our bag system is going to be here in the wind tunnel. The bag system is in the front. This one, the bag system is on the back, but it's attached to the handle. Now Kirby, if you notice, the bag systems are on the side, so they didn't need to do that wire deal. They just had to make a handle, the handle pivot, right? And all that action happens down below. All the tranny action happens right here. The handle pivot sits right here. The handle inserts it, and then the moment you push it forward, that slides the handle pivot forward, and the moment you pull back, it slides the handle pivot back. It has oh God, I didn't even bring that with me, but it has these little bearings, little wheels that help it glide it back and forth, and then it triggers the. And this is the belt. So you see that even like this, they both use a belt system because this is connected to the drive, right? But the belt is built in. Now with this one, if my brushes stop spinning because my belt's broken, the transmission stopped working. With the Kirby, if the belt breaks, which is up front here, the transmission still works. This transmission belt is geared so it doesn't break easy, so the transmission still works. So they really did improve the design, I think, okay, and made it their own. All right, and I think that's a superior design, personally. But these guys get props for coming out with it first, and but then it seemed like they had to stick to the design due to I don't know, sameness. You know what I mean? When you're kind of used to doing things the same way, or patent stuff. All right, who knows? But yeah, the Kirby design is definitely a superior design for those reasons, for the smoothness, for really just the way they have it set up, and who knows? Someone else is going to come up with something even better. You know, so we'll see how that works. All right. But that's that's it. If anybody wants something else, then please feel free. All right. Hey, Sydney, thanks for coming in, man. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Okay, and we'll go from there. If anyone's passing through, just hit the like. You know, now I only have 4 minutes left, so I'm gonna spend my 4 minutes on this topic. Okay, it has nothing to do with the show. It's my own soapbox moment. All right. So, okay, so I don't know the reason why. I don't like like the real reason why things happen, right? I don't know the real reason why the NAACP decided not to invite the sitting president to their, because it's just down the block from me. I'm maybe what one. I'll tell you in a second how many towns out from Charlotte I am. Yeah, Charlotte. Is it Charlotte, Matthews, Stallings, Indian Trail, Monroe, something like that. That's kind of the route. Okay, and so when there's an event in Charlotte, we go see it. If there's something going on, we go see it down there. So Charlotte's the bigger city in our area. Okay, so anyway, these guys decided to not invite the sitting president. Okay, fine. That's fine. That's your way to do that. But I'll be honest with you, man. In America, right? There are people, forces, businesses, entities, whatever, that is constantly brainwashing black people in America, and it is. I don't like to see it. Okay, I'm American, not from America, but I grew up here. So I was 8 years old here, So I absorbed everything, right? I'm like an adopted son, right? I am now in the family, kind of deal. And but the teachings and the customs and the way my family um, see the relationship between when it comes to God and family and mothers and fathers, it's still the same as where I'm from because my mom is the one that taught me all that stuff and kept me focused and all that stuff. So there is a difference in the way we were brought up, but we absorb the same things in school, right? You know what I mean? We absorb the same things, and the same things that bothers folks would bother me, and I was indoctrinated the same way. Okay, I was told to hate the country. You live here, and I was told to hate America. It's like why? Like damn. And you don't question when you're a kid. Oh, that damn Americans. But then you're American. You're here. What the hell are you doing, right? But anyway, that's besides the point. But before then, um, we were told that America's the greatest place to be and all that stuff, and then you get here, and then people tell you, you know, and you'd be surprised. In the '80s, the racism that I experienced was from black people. It wasn't from white people. they had this colorism thing going on, light skin, dark skin thing, and so white people never never gave me that. I had one instance, one time, when it comes to white folks in this country. But I was told that this is how these people are, and you assume things, especially the South. You were told the South. But anyway, so these guys constantly are leading these people down over a cliff, and I'm like, if you guys were effective, people talk about reparations and all that stuff. I'm almost done. I would have figured they would have gotten it done if you're an organization that's worth your weight in salt kind of thing. You would have gotten that done if that's the case. Because I'm not entitled to reparations for Americans if they get it. I don't even know how it would work. I don't know if it's feasible. I don't know none of that stuff when it comes to the legal part of it. But I'm saying that if that was something that would have been done, you guys should have been the one to get it done. Okay. And then how are you going to get things done if you don't know how to negotiate with people that you don't like or people that you have an absolute opposite view on, but is still the president of the country and is still the person that will say yes to you. The same person that had passed a couple of laws in recent years that specifically benefited your people. And the president really shouldn't make a law that specifically benefits a people. It should benefit Americans, right? But still, did it, right? With whether it's opportunity zones or the what's the thing with the jail? I forgot the name of it. Second chance or something like that. I forgot the thing with jail, so release people and it's the different HBCU and all this other stuff. And anything that helps us financially helps everybody in the country. So what's the deal? And what's the excuse was? Uh, what's CRT or what's that? Oh my God, DEI, right? That's the excuse, really? So in other words, if you don't like the DEI laws, you're not gonna go sit down and give your version of why you think it should stay, or get your best negotiator to see if you can kind of talk it out. You would just leave it like that. That doesn't make any sense, man. It's like makes no sense. You know, it's like what you guys, who are you people, man? Who do you guys serve? You know, like anyway. So that was my that one had me cracking up. Do you know who's you know I like salespeople and I'm done. You know I like salespeople. I like salespeople because a real salesperson. They love that customer that says I am not gonna buy. Okay, because that's the customer that they get their stripes from. When they get that customer that was I'm not buying. I don't care what you tell me. He's like, Mr. Johnson, I realize you're not buying. Perfectly okay. I'm not going to ask you to buy something that you don't want or need. Okay, but just give me 2 more minutes. Let me explain some of the reasons why I think you would really love this thing. And if they gave you that second chance, now he gets to close again, right? And then he may bring it up. Listen, I know you said earlier um, that you weren't interested in things, but do you like this feature? Do you like this benefit? Right? And if you can use this every day, would you use it? You say yes. All right. I'm pretty sure if this thing was affordable, you probably want to get one, wouldn't you? And you did a little head movement. The person say, well, yeah, maybe. They say, listen, how about this? How about if I just show you something real quick, right? How about if I just give me 1 second, right? Let me how do you spell your last name again? And you just start, and then you closing, and all of a sudden, when you get that handshake and you get that card, or they sign on the dotted line, and you feel like, man, this lady wasn't buying shit. And then, but if the product is good and it's not a scam, then you feel good about yourself because that is what we do, right? We close. We get someone who wasn't looking to, do business to do business, man. So what are you teaching your people? To get emotional and use anger to solve your problem? And I ain't talking to you because, no, man, this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It's bad enough that the black culture in America got hijacked. And unfortunately, a lot of these young kids walk around like they are thug of the week, right? And to them, it is their style, their way. They think it's their way. They think it's their culture, but they didn't see the culture prior to the 1960s, right? And no one's really talking about it like they should. They said, no, these guys, they weren't moving like that. Yes, we had poor people. Yes, there was some, people who were poor enough to steal or whatever. But the value system, the way they respect the mothers, and the way they respect the elders, and they're going to church and all that stuff was a big difference. The culture was different. Okay, so now these guys adopted this persona. Okay, that they have to walk around with like be the hardest. Now, I almost fell into that as a teenager. Like you had to be the hardest, and they should no one mess with you, and you had to walk around with a screw face. Yeah, right. And I'm like, oh my god, man, how the hell did we get sold this idea? But anyway, it's sold, right? Pants are sagging below their ass and the whole deal. Fine, that's your fashion. But understand that when you go to an interview, you're gonna be judged, dude. Don't be mad, okay? Don't be mad because there's a heavy indoctrination being done, and you got caught up, and Products need to be sold. Someone else is making money off of your image, your self-image, you being in that state, except for you. Everybody else, the sneaker company, the music company, the movies, the attorneys, okay, the private prisons, okay, all those guys are making money off of that image, except for you. You're the only one that's not profiting. You think you are, because you get some looks. People like your fly sneakers. Maybe someone moved out your way because you're big badass and all that stuff. Okay, great. They moved out your way. Now what? Where's the money? Right? And now you walk into a bank or you walk into an interview, you walk into a thing, and people already prejudge you. Forget about the color of your skin. That has nothing to do with it. You think it does. It has nothing to do with it. It's your and if that's the case, then that's even better because that's like the salesman. Golly, man, they don't teach these kids how to be hunters, man. It's like the salesman where they already see you coming as I'm not buying. And man, he gets a smile on his face. Hey, Mr. Johnson, man, listen, I didn't even ask you to buy. He loves that because he's gonna flip that customer into a buyer. So let them prejudge you because of your color. And then you hit him in the head with your talent. And then it's like, holy cow, man, I had no idea this kid was that sharp. Okay? Screw that. But if they prejudge you with your color, let's say, right? Whoever that is, because black and white does it. Some black people see black people already prejudge them, right? So it's not about black and white, dude. It's all in your head. But anyway, so let them prejudge. But then when you now have the movement, the body movement, the vocabulary that says this guy reminds me of those guys that did that thing that looked like that, you killed it. You've killed it. So who's profiting from that image? I'm done with that. But these guys, these NAA guys, they need to wipe that entire organization clean and put some real people that will really do some good for these black Americans here. Okay, because it's not right. It's not fair. The entertainers, the politicians, some of the preachers, not all of them, the pundits, they're all steering these people down this low self-esteem, low expectation road. And I'm like, what the hell? Why are you guys doing this, man? Who's paying you to mislead your people like this, rather than telling them to get their shit together and let's do this, man. We can win at life. You know, it's a shame. But anyway, that's a battle, right? I'm just trying to keep it out of my house. Son, my son be coming and bringing stuff. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? No, no. You want my belt? I can give you my belt. Let's put your belt on. Let's put a belt on you, bro. You ain't walking in the street like that. Cut that shit out. Oh shit. Oh my god. No, let's not do that. I'm not gonna sign off on you. No. Anyway, I see you guys later. That was my soapbox. It took a little longer than expected, but it meant something to me. This particular issue means something to me. It does, and so I talk about it when I can. But it means something to me, man. And it's though because unfortunately the world is what it is, and it's a jungle. Okay, we're just a little bit more sophisticated about it, but it's a jungle, and they're predators and they're preys, and I don't want my kids to be preys. I want my kids to be predators. I want my kids to hunt. I want my kids to know how to live, how to survive, how to prosper, how to go after, how to solve problems, how to think on your feet, how to take a hit. Okay, my bad. That was my bad. Okay, great. I'm gonna fix it. That's the attitude. Anything else is weak, and I don't want that. This is America, baby. All right.